Hey, friendly neighborhood Goober here, and we've got a special day today because we're going to do a PRS unboxing on camera. A friend of mine has sent me a Hollow Body 2 very much like this one that we're going to open up, and we're going to compare that one against this straight out of the box, see what that looks like, see what it plays like, see how it's set up, see if it's in tune after shipping and all those types of things. But just got a Hollow Body 2 in the mail like this one. It's been sitting around for a whole day now, acclimating to the weather here. It's pretty mild in Connecticut right now. So we can take it out of the box and we're going to play it and we're going to get to see it together for the first time all at the same time. So this is my existing Hollow Body 2. This is an SE model, just like the one that came in the box, same exact thing. SE is sort of PRS's more affordable brand. A Paul Reed Smith guitar can get very, very expensive for extremely good reasons. There's an unmatched level of craftsmanship that goes into these things. The amount of sanding by human hands on one of these, going down and down and down grit, is absolutely incredible. And you can see the workmanship in the wood. Being that this is a Hollow Body 2, this is a maple, 5-ply maple top. They used to do, on the regular Hollow Bodies, the only difference between this and the original was that they did a 3-ply mahogany. I love mahogany personally, but if you're not doing a really heavy guitar, mahogany is not really necessary. This guitar is the lightest guitar I think I've ever owned, probably due to the fact that it is a full Hollow Body guitar, an F on both sides. Compared to a semi-Hollow Body guitar, which would not be an F on that side, it would be solid. You'd have all the electronics in there accessible through a panel on the back, which kind of breaks up the nice wood on the back. So I do like the Hollow Body models better for that. Now, I used to have a semi-Hollow Body. I like the way they sounded, but I want to let you just know that a Hollow Body guitar is wonderful because it sounds great plugged in. Turn the volume down, it sounds great. Acoustic. It's not as loud as an actual acoustic, and I'll compare that to the Taylor here in a few moments, but semi-Hollow Body guitar is the best of all worlds. This is my workhorse guitar. I learn stuff, I play stuff, I experiment on this thing. I don't have a more versatile guitar in my collection. I think I like the Telecaster more for certain things. I've got a Moon guitar I'm going to show you that's great for certain things. Obviously, this is not a replacement for an acoustic guitar. But if you want one guitar that does everything and you're looking to spend not that much money, this one came from Sweetwater. And I'm going to talk about Sweetwater more in a little bit. The one that just came in was a $1,200 guitar that was marked down. And you can find good deals like that all the time. I think it was $900. There is no better guitar I've seen for the money these days than one of these. This is absolutely wonderful. And it's beautiful, and it's got the birds on the inlay, the standard PRS birds with the hummingbird on the 7th fret, which I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of birds, for anybody who knows me really well. And it's just a cool guitar. I love the headstock. I love how thin it is. That's the thing that attracted me to PRSs in the first place, because I don't like something that sticks off my body really far, which is why I've got a Taylor acoustic over here. I've got a huge Alvarez one that's shooting way off my body, and I can't stand having my hand around that far. But this is a good guitar. It's got great pickups in it. The electronics are great. It is fully unmodified. I've had it about a year now, and it's still in great shape. The only thing I've changed out is the locking nuts for the strap, and I never play it with a strap anyway, so I'm not even sure why they're on there. But I haven't done anything else. I haven't adjusted the pickups. I haven't had any work done on it. I haven't done any intonation. It came straight from Sweetwater, just like this. And between Paul Reed Smith and Sweetwater, taking a look at these guitars when they ship to you, they are in perfect condition. So like I said, I've had this about a year. I've changed the strings one time on it about 6 months ago. It's probably due now. So this is the worst condition this guitar has ever been in. And you're going to see that it actually plays pretty darn well. So I'm going to play fully acoustic right now, and then we'll take it into electric, and we'll see what that sounds like. And then we're going to play the same stuff on the new Hollow Body 2, and we're going to see what that sounds like. So we'll just start out with something pretty simple. Things that's really nice about having a Hollow Body, when you're playing clean, you can really hear the tones like an acoustic. Get that pick sound on the strings. nice chord. I love that one. But just a standard E major. I think it's a little out of tune. I probably need to tune it some, but the intonation is great. So it sounds great. Let's overdrive. Let's take it into overdrive and playing that through a Bogner Blue Ecstasy pedal. I do have the drive cranked up a little bit. It sounds a little funny right now, but just for the purposes of this video and getting the sound out of this and comparing it to the other one, we'll see how this works. So. Some power chords. Take it down just a little bit. I've got a third power pedal here that's giving me just a nice kind of bluesy overdrive. A lot of dynamics, not compressed very much, so. Didn't warm up very much today, so I'm playing very, very sloppy, but ouch. One of the other things that's wonderful about the PRS is that the pinch harmonics, the artificials, are in a really nice place. So I can hit them faithfully, even when I'm not in a heavy overdrive. I can get that pinch on it. Another thing that I really love about PRS is that my hand goes down here to the tailpiece, and it is free to move. There is no pick guard, but it is free to move. There's no knob in the way. There's no electronics or anything like that. I'll show you on my Telecaster in a few minutes how Fender loves to put knobs right in the way where your hand wants to go if you do a lot of palm muting. So not great for people who are chugging, doing a lot of metal and stuff like that. Anyway, without further ado, you've heard enough of this guitar for right now. Let us turn the camera around and do some unboxing. You're going to see how Paul Reed Smith sends a guitar out of the factory, and also how Sweetwater takes care of you to make sure that it arrives at your place. If you're ever worried about shipping a guitar, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It came in this box with all of this padding around it. I've already taken it out of the box and cut things open because nobody wants to see me do that. So let's get this stuff out of the way. It came in this box with padding and another box inside of it, and even though it says fragile, you know what the shippers are going to do. They're going to dent up the box anyway. So it's actually a really good thing that it came double packed. And this one's done, so let's get this out of the studio. Get out of here! All right. Now, on the couch right here, I have a beautiful Hollow Body 2 ready to be opened. I did cut it open already, but this is completely new. So we're going to see how this goes. First thing is, I did notice when I popped this open that they, just like when I got the other one, it does come with a pretty hefty bit of double corrugated cardboard around the top of it to make sure that this isn't moving around. And here it comes in a nice case, wrapped in bubble wrap all the way around it. That's beautiful too. And I'll just take it right out. And another little bit of cardboard down there at the bottom. This thing was shipped with love, very carefully. Same exact case I've got on the other Hollow Body 2. 4-point latching system on it. And here's the moment of truth. First time I've been able to open this guitar. And I'm going to hold it up here as we open it up. And we're going to see it should be blue. Oh my gosh. And that is a beautiful Hollow Body 2. Look at that around the F cut. Yeah, look at this. So this certifies that your new instrument has passed Sweetwater's 55-point inspection. This is exactly what I got with the other one. And it gives you the name of the person who did it in case you need to call somebody out or even maybe call them up at Sweetwater. They're pretty good about that. 55-point inspection, telling you all the different things that they did. One of the things that they do in here is action height and pickup height. That's what I'm going to point out here because I thought the pickup was incredibly high on my other Hollow Body 2, but I'm going to compare it against this one and see how they did it. I haven't touched it. It sounds good. I'm going to trust it. We're going to set that aside so that we can contact Jacob C. later if we have to. Oh, and look at this. So I don't remember this happening with my other PRS, but it looks like we've got some foam around the headstock. Yes, beautiful. Oh, and foam underneath of it too. So that's typically not in the case, but it looks like they shipped it with that to make sure it wasn't going to move around in the case at all. Can't go left or right because this is a form-fitted case. And I'm excited. Let's get this out. Okay, cool. Whew. I'm going to try not to dent this baby before I can really take a look at it. Okay. Oh, wonderful. Let's plug it in. And let's try to do some of those same demos, hopefully with less mistakes this time. And we will see how this, look at this. Look at the wood on this. So, like I said, I love mahogany. Maple is unmatched for beauty underneath of a finish like this. And one of the things I really loved about this one, when I picked it out on the website, was this band of wood down here. It's almost like it comes straight out of the head, the neck, and it comes out like that. Now, something that you should know is that every single piece of wood is reviewed very, very meticulously before they send it out. So this is not a mistake. This was a cool, unique piece of wood that they sent out, that they used to make this guitar. My other one doesn't have that. It's just a straight line down the middle. It's actually very mirrored. This one, this is beautiful. I love that. Another thing I should mention is because these are SEs, they are China built. They are made in China. They're very, very well done. PRS won't put their name on anything that's subpar. I've never owned a Chinese instrument that was bad. I've got a Chinese violin that's unmatched. They make absolutely wonderful guitars. You really can't tell the difference between something built in China and something built in the United States. The only difference is that in the United States, all of those pieces of wood are reviewed by Mr. Paul Reed Smith himself. So he looks at them, he picks them out before any guitar is made, and I believe in China, gosh, this is a shiny guitar. In China, I don't think Mr. Smith flies all the way to China to look at every piece of wood. So that may be one of the reasons why these guitars are a little bit less expensive. They didn't get Mr. Smith's seal of approval from the very, very beginning. But this is looking pretty good. The pickup is set differently from my other hollow body too. I'm going to use my face to show you. We'll pull the other one out and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This, my other one's sitting at a weird angle. But it sounds great, and I love that tail pickup so much. But let's do this. We're going to play it right now, clean, exactly what I played before. I'm going to strike a chord on this for the very first time. We're going to see if it's in tune. Here we go. Ooh, hold on, tuner's still on. Anticlimactic. There we go. Ooh, feels like the neck is a little less stiff than my other guitar. So I can move my other guitar around like that. It doesn't bend, it doesn't go out of tune. Now, some people really like that. Being able to kind of shake their guitar in certain ways. I've never tried it with one of these before, so I'm not very elegant with it. But here's the important thing, and I'm going to double check this. This guitar holds such a wonderful tune that it has stayed almost completely in tune out of the factory, out of Sweetwater, and all the way through shipping, all the way here, even with some of the climate changes that were happening along the way. PRS tuners are wonderful. You know if you've got a Chinese guitar because it will say on the back, built by Cortec, China, under license for PRS guitars. So Cortec is the Chinese factory, and again, I can't tell the difference between those and the American-built ones. I would absolutely recommend these Cortec guitars. So, yeah, stayed in tune all the way here. That's incredible. We'll play that again one more time. And making sure I've got everything set on here, make it sound pretty decent. Sounds like I'm losing a little bit of tune on this, and I might just be pressing down too hard. This is one of the things that I had to unlearn because I always played on low fret guitars. When you've got a higher fret, can't press down too hard. And that's one of the wonderful things about playing on these hollow bodies, is that you barely have to press. It's almost like you just think of where to put your fingers. They go there. You don't even really have to press. But if you're like me and you're mashing down on it because you've been playing on crappy guitars so much of your youth, your guitar is going to sound like it's out of tune. So even if you've got a wonderful guitar like this, that's set up perfectly by a lot of very loving hands, if you're just going to pick it up, and it's going to sound out of tune. So just want to make sure. I'm going to play something a little bit heavy on this. So let's do a little bit of leads and see if this guitar plays better than my other guitar when it comes to leads. A lot of tune there. So that's tough. Again, I haven't warmed up today. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, is that these pickups, where I have my hand placed is the artificial harmonic. It's just beautiful. It's just like my other hollow body. I can hit it faithfully. So it's right where my thumb wants to go to hit that pinch harmonic. It's wonderful. This sounds good on that pickup. I'm a lot more comfortable playing in drop D, so we're going to take it all the way down to D right now. We're going to see how this guitar plays in drop D. Hopefully we don't lose any intonation. Another thing that I found with these guitars is that they do keep their intonation when you take it down. So we're going to see. Beautiful. So you can drop it down to D, no problem. Take that delay off. Sounds wonderful. So. That last little bit, what I was doing there, that palm mute, is a pretty heavy palm mute. And I've got a Moon guitar over here that was custom built to play in a lower range. And it's got 24 frets, and I always wanted a 24 fret guitar. This is one of those things where 23 frets or 22, it always feels like I just wanted to get a little bit further there. But you can see on this that you can't really put more of a fretboard on this with that pickup in that position. Now, I don't really use the neck pickup on the PRS. I'm not entirely sure why. I'll give you an example of why, because I'm going to guess this one does the same thing as my others. Let me take it down to, let's play the third power. Whoops, I'm in drop D now, sorry. There we go. Okay. Now play that same thing on the tail pickup. Tail. Neck. So the tail is a lot brighter. It's a lot punchier. It sounds really, really great on heavy distortion, on leads, all those types of things. I exclusively play on the tail. I will sometimes get a mix of the two if I want to have kind of a little bit of a bassier tone. But I don't really use the neck pickup in this. And so I had picked up, no pun intended, a third power pickup that I wanted to drop into this. And this is a humbucker 4-conductor Mag-Frag Praxis, made by none other than the wonderful people over at Third Power. And it looks exactly the same. I don't know if you can really see that, but it is a direct replacement for this. And I just loved, and this is exclusively designed for the tail pickup. I just couldn't take that tail pickup out of that guitar, so it's still sitting here unused. I'm thinking this might be the one where we drop that in and see how that third power pickup, wired by hand, not by machine, is going to really, do the job and make this thing sound a little bit different from that one. Because right now I'm getting a pretty consistent sound from what I hear out of my my other hollow body too, and I'm going to need to do something to make this a little bit different. Anyway, so tail pickup, love it. Consistent tone, same thing as my other one. What I want to do now is let's compare the difference between these two. I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. And let me grab both of them and kind of hold them side by side. So we can get kind of a good look at them. They're very, very similar in a lot of ways. You're going to get consistency out of these. You're going to get the standard inlay. You're going to get an identical headstock no matter what finish you get, unless you've got something custom coming. They're not going to say hollow body 2 on them. And these are different from the Paizos, which sometimes have the rod cover that says Paizo on them. Sometimes they say hollow body. They're exactly the same, except they've got a second volume knob and they've got 2 outputs. And the reason for that is because the thing's really designed to be kind of like an acoustic electric almost. But being able to set the volume on 2 different outputs and go out to 2 different things at the same time is a cool but niche type of thing. Something I don't need. I don't need to spend a couple $100 extra on that. But I wanted to show you, I'm going to be very, very careful with this, the tailpiece height, the tail pickup height on this. Looks about the same as the other one I was using my face to show you before, but if you'll notice, this one comes up at an angle closer to the camera right there. It goes way high toward the high E string. And that, I think, threw me off. My instinct is to pull that down. But I didn't want to mess with it because of the 55-point inspection, but I'm seeing this one right here is coming a lot straighter. So I don't know if that was something they had to do to make this guitar sound as consistent as we were thinking or expecting with the other guitars, or if that was, I hate to say it, and I don't think that's the case, but if that was a mistake. I don't think it was a mistake. It doesn't matter. Sounds wonderful. I've restrung this thing 1 time already, put it back on, didn't lose the intonation at all. It's a solid guitar, set up wonderfully, and I love it. Okay, so this guitar rocks. I love it. Let me show you again a little bit of difference between a full hollow body PRS and, for example, my Telecaster, which I love. And this probably is my most expensive guitar. Previous workhorse. I'm not a big fan of the Fender headstock. I think it's too skinny. I love this one. It's all pointy and cool looking. Probably sits on a neck guitar stand pretty well. This, I don't know how. It feels like it would just slip right out. But I'm also not a big fan of the pale neck on this. This has a really beautiful, lets the inlay really stand out. This one does come with a pick guard. I'm a little worried about scratching these up, but I've been playing that other one for a year. Pretty hard sometimes. I have no scratches on it at all. So this pick guard just looks cool. Other thing about a Telecaster versus PRS, Telecaster's only got single coils. To be honest, I don't even know what this pickup does. It's really weird. I only ever play on the tail, that slanted single coil. This has 2 humbuckers in it, and you can see that they're reversed from each other. And I love those a lot, but similar kind of tailpiece in that, it's got the screws that can be intonated down there. This one feeds in from the back. This one feeds in from the bottom. I prefer this kind of a tailpiece instead. But here's the thing. I wanted you to look at the bridge again, right down here where my hand would go. And I want you to see my hand hitting those knobs and the switch. So even if I'm playing on the neck pickup, I'm sometimes knocking that back. If it's a 5-point. Oh no, it's only a 3-point. Sorry, there's only a 3-point on this. I have a 5-point on my Epiphone. If I'm playing in the middle, it's really easy for me to just keep knocking it down to the tail pickup. PRS, I don't see any reason to not put the electronics down there. PRS does that. Some people like Jeff Beck really like to play while turning the knobs with their pinkies. That's what a Strat is really good for. Telecaster would be all right about that too. But I just want those knobs out of the way because I'm telling you right now, I don't touch these things. They go to 10 or they go to 0, and that's it. I almost need like a kill switch on my guitars rather than a knob. Another thing that I really love about this is I do love the acrylic with the numbers on them. I have those on my Iceman also. This exact type of knob sitting on these potentiometers. I do like the simple black switch. Telecaster right here is one of the things that makes it more expensive, is that it does have, you know, these knobs, and one of them is a push-pull. Can't remember which one it is. Oh, it's not a push-pull. It's a button in the top of it, and this super fancy rocker switch. I don't need all that fanciness. If I'm saving money on something like this, because it's got these cool classic acrylic and the knobs, I'm all in. I don't have any problems with that. The only complaint I have about this PRS over here, and we'll see if the new hollow body does this also, is that this tiny nut down here comes loose all the time. I probably just need to take it to somebody next time I get the intonation done, see if they can lock it in. I'm afraid to take some pliers to this myself and do it. I don't have any tools that are small enough to fit in there and tighten that. I would strongly recommend not taking a multi-tool and just doing that with it, because you will tear this thing up. You know, let a professional do that with professional tools. But other than that, everything else is solid. I'm seeing right now that this one has a cream rocker, which matches the cream around the edges. And this one has the cream around the edges, but it also has a black rocker knob, that switch, which is interesting. I did not see that when I picked it up. What else? What else do we need to say about these? One more thing I wanted to mention about these, and can't think of what it is right now. In any case, beautiful guitar. Sounds like it plays really, really well. I'm very excited to get more into this as time goes on. These are cheap. They're extremely well made. So when I say cheap, I mean cheap for the quality that you're getting for them. This guitar is beautiful, and geez,